Hello and all, welcome to the Sandboard Surf Club for our barrier trials this Tuesday the 22nd of April, where there are 7 trials taking place this morning. Take note we're working on a yielding track for the first 2 trials, which will be contested on track 2, and then the remainder, trials 3 through to 7, will be on the sand track. So the runners and riders for trial 1, starting off with Gold Star Express, will be ridden by S. Salih. Sakura will be ridden by S.U. Lim. Dragon Sea, M. Ekdiyar. Stardance Eclipse, A. Nazir. Kim Legend, M. Lutman. Lim's Better Ready, now to be ridden by T.C. SG61, I. Fikri. And Platinum Boss will be ridden by R. Nukman. So also a jockey change there for Platinum Boss, who will now be ridden by Nukman. So those are the runners and riders for trial 1, and they'll be making their way down to the start shortly. Runners are moving in for trial 1 this morning. Stradance Eclipse being called into line. Here's the first one to move in. Of course, we have 7 trials this morning. The first 2 trials will be on track 2. And then trials 3 through to 7 will be on the sand track. As Limbs Beta ready. Now moves in. Field of 8 runners for the first trial. We're working on a yielding track. Gold Stride Express. Platinum Boss moves into line. And that is half the field that has moved in. Now for the turn of Sakura. Sakura steps forward. Left with 3 more runners, Dragon C, Kim Legend and SG61. Dragon C. Next runner to move in, Kim Legend. And the last one to load will be SG61. And Stradance Eclipse has reared up really badly. And has come back down. All the while SG61 moves in. Stradance Eclipse now settles. And gates are back and away and trialing from the 1,000 meter mark. Stradance Eclipse didn't get the best of breaks, and SG61's at the back end of the field. Early on, Sakura broke out well. Right there's Dragon C, 2 lengths further back in the running to Kim Legend, who sits on the inside of Platinum Boss. That's racing 4 lengths off the leader. 3 lengths further back in the running to Limbs Better Ready, then 2 lengths back to Gold Star Express. And the back pairing for now is Stardance Eclipse, racing up on the inside of SG61 and racing 10 lengths off the leaders. As the homeward bound with just on 450 meters left to travel now. And pushing on by, going forward now is Dragon C just ahead of Sakura. 2 lengths further back to Kim Legend, further back to Platinum Boss, who's racing in 4th, and now 2 lengths off the leader, makes his run towards the outside of the track. 3 lengths further back in the running. We drop back to Limbs Better Ready, and the rest of the field hopelessly outpaced as they're into the final 100 meters, and Platinum Boss starting to quicken up on the outside. Sakura's right there in second, and in between those pushing forward, we'll get very close with the run down to the line with Kim Legend, but I think Platinum Boss has held on from Kim Legend. Along the inside was Sakura, then further back was Dragon C, Limbs Better Ready. Then came a long way back and running SG61, followed by Stradance Eclipse, and last across the line was Gold Star Express. So Platinum Boss will take out trial 1 under Nukman. Overall is a very spread out field. You can see the 3 runners though Not much separating them as they hit the line together. Kim Legend was fighting right back down to the line, but it will be Platinum Boss who just gets the better of Kim Legend in second. Down on the inside was Sakura in third. And then it was about 5 lengths further back to the next best horse, Dragon Sea. Followed by Limbs Better Ready in fifth. And then came Skydance Eclipse, followed by SG61, and last across the line was Gold Sky Express. So to repeat the numbers, the winner, SG61, Platinum Boss from the Ricky Choi stable and Arn Nutman. Second place was Kim Legend. Third place Sakura. In fourth was Dragon Sea. Fifth place Limbs Better Ready. In sixth was Skydance Eclipse. Seventh place was SG61. And last across the line was Gold Sky Express in 8th. And that completes Trial 1 for the morning. Up next is Trial 2. And that should commence in about 10 minutes' time. Runners and riders for Trial 2. Strong Dragon will be ridden by CK Claw. Storm Deity will be ridden by TC, so jockey change there. TC now rides Storm Deity. Psalm will be ridden by A Nazir. War Snipers will be ridden by S Shazman. Scott the Atkins will be ridden by Fikri. Navy Seals to be ridden by Nutman. Major Blaze, Mark Lerner. And her leader will be ridden by S Uzair. There's the runners and riders for Trial 2, and they'll be making their way down to the start shortly. Runners are moving in for trial 2. Strong Dragon, the first one to move in. And it doesn't look like War Sniper's down there, so I would assume that he has been scratched from this trial, which should leave us with a field of 7 runners. Slot the Atkins steps forward. Storm Dadsy all the while has moved in. Now for the turn of Halida. Three runners left to load. Navy SEALs steps forward, and we're just left with 2 more left to load. Major Blaze with Mark Lerner aboard in the new colours moves in, and the last to load will be the grey Psalm, who will be running this Sunday. Moves in, 7 runners set for a start, 1,000 meters. Handler moves away. Gates are back, away and trialing from the 1,000 meter mark. Storm Deity was just a little bit slow into stride. He's at the back end of the field with Halida early on. Scott the Atkins, the quickest to respond, goes 3 lanes clear down the back straight. Major Blaze trying to improve up on the outside, and now moves past Strong Dragon, who's conceded a spot to race away in 3rd and 6 lanes off the gallop. 3 lanes further back to Psalm, racing just ahead of Navy SEALs. Up on the outside is the leader, who continues to improve around runners, and the bat marker for now Storm Deity, and racing 10 lengths off the leader. Homeward bound, 400 left to travel. Up in front, Scott the Atkins. He's in a trial of his own. He's run about 6 lanes clear at the top of the straight. Racing away in 2nd is Strong Dragon, joined alongside by Major Blaze. 3 lanes further back in the running to Navy SEALs, followed by Halida, Psalm, and Storm Deity's last of all. Into the final 150 meters now, Scott the Atkins, now being joined for company by Strong Dragon, who looms large up on the outside, and Strong Dragon just about to put his nose in front, and Strong Dragon draws clear from the field to win by just about a net. 2nd place will go the way of Scott the Atkins. 3rd, I believe, went to Navy SEALs ahead of Major Blaze. Her leader was Net's best, followed by Psalm, and last across the line was Storm Daisy. So it will be Strong Dragon from the Chin Chin Nui stable, CK Call, the winning jockey. Hot pace set up in front by Scott the Atkins. And Strong Dragon gets the better of him with the run down to the line. Will win by just over a head in the closing stages. 2nd place, Scott the Atkins, and was about 3 lanes further back. It's quite close between Navy SEALs and Major Blaze, but Navy SEALs will end up in that 3rd spot, followed by Major Blaze in 4th. Then came Halida in 5th. 6th place went the way of Psalm, and then Storm Deity completes the field in 7th, and War Sniper never took part in this trial. So just to repeat the numbers: Strong Dragon the winner, 2nd place Scott the Atkins, 3rd place Navy SEALs, 4th place Major Blaze, in 5th was Halida, 6th place was Psalm, and Strong Deity completed the field in 7th. That's it for trial 2, and that's it for track 2, as we now move across to the sand track for the remainder of the trials, as we have trial 3 up next, which should commence in about 10 minutes time. Runners and riders for trial 3 this morning. Infinity Spirit will be ridden by T. Amar, Military Award, Asa Ria. Lineal to be ridden by S.U. Lim. War Star will be ridden by Andre de Silva, and Last Samurai will be ridden by Lala de Souza. Those are the 5 runners for trial 3. Take note, we're moving across to the sand track for the remainder of the morning. Runners moving in for trial 3. Infinity Spirit, the first one to step forward. Military Award. Now for the turn of Lian Niao. Moves in. Last Samurai and War Star will complete the field. War Star moves in, 1,000 meters, trial 3 for the morning on the sand track, gates are back and away in trialing from the 1,000 meter mark, and a very untidy beginning for Last Samurai, and it actually looks like Lala D'Souza just got his foot out the iron, but he's put it back in and is looking to improve up around runners. War Star broke out on speed as one of the early front runners with Infinity Spirit, followed by Military Award, now being passed up on the outside by Lian Yao. And deep routes is Last Samurai, who after that bad start has recovered and is now racing about midfield and only 1 length off the leader. About 3 lengths cover the field as they make their way past the 500 meter mark. And up in front it's War Star, just by about 1.5 lengths, racing in second Infinity Spirit. 3 lengths further back to Last Samurai, racing alongside Lian Yao. And Military Award is the back marker, about 5 lengths off the leaders, are into the final 250 meters. And up in front, War Star goes for home. He's gone about 2 lengths clear of Infinity Spirit. Then further back in the running, Military Award, followed by Last Samurai. And the back markers, Lian Yao, they're into the final 50 meters. And it's a comfortable victory for War Star, who will run by about 5 lengths with the run down to the line. Infinity Spirit in second, Military Award in third. Then further back in the running was Last Samurai, and Lian Yao was the back marker. War Star, Andre De Silva for the Jason On stable, wins this trial in a rather comfortable manner. And will win by about 5 lengths in the closing stages. Second place, Infinity Spirit. And Last Samurai got off to a very untidy beginning. I actually think Lala had lost the iron for a second. And eventually was able to put his foot back in the iron and recover. Third place in Military Award, followed by Last Samurai in fourth. And last across the line was Lian Yao. So just to repeat the margins, or the winners. Number 1, War Star. Second place, Infinity Spirit. Third place, Military Award. Fourth place, Last Samurai. And in fifth was Lian Yao. That completes trial 3. Up next is trial 4, and that should commence in about 10 minutes' time. Runners and riders for trial 4 this morning. Don't Forget Boss will be ridden by M. Zaki. Wise Man to be ridden by J. Ikram. Infinity Warrior will be ridden by T. Amar. Good Star, I. Fitri. Latin Legend will be ridden by Z. Karil. And Imperial Saber will be ridden by C.K. Core. Those are the runners and riders for trial 4, and they should make their way down to the start shortly. Runners moving in for trial 4 this morning. Field of 6 runners. Don't forget Boss, the first one to move in. Wise Man being caught into line. Next to load, Infinity Warrior. Now for the turn of Good Star. And then we got 2 more runners left to load Latin Legend. Latin Legend steps forward. And Imperial Saber the last to load. Imperial Saber moves in. 6 runners, 1,000 meters was set. Gates are back. Away and trialing from the 1,000 meter mark. Wise Man didn't get the best of breaks, and he's at the back end of the field early on. Don't forget Boss and Infinity Warrior, the quickest to respond. Latin Legend showing pace up on the outside of runners with Imperial Saber. Just in behind that is Good Star, only racing 2 lengths off the leaders. And about 6 or 7 lengths and hopelessly outpaced in the early stages is Wise Man. And he's now officially racing about a dozen lengths off the leaders. They make the way past the 500 meter mark. Up in front, Don't Forget Boss with Latin Legend racing 3/4 away in second. About 4 lengths further back to Infinity Warrior. Then next best up on the outside is Good Star, racing with Imperial Saber. And about 15 lengths further back in the running to Wise Man, as they make the way past the 250 meter mark. And Don't Forget Boss, he's up in front. He's gone 3 lengths ahead of Latin Legend and starting to extend that margin. 3 lengths further back in the running to Good Star. And then comes up on the outside Imperial Saber, battle on the inside Infinity Warrior. But it's all Don't Forget Boss, and he'll win by about 6 lengths. Latin Legend in second, third place Imperial Saber. They were followed by Good Star, then came Infinity Warrior, and last across the line was Wise Man. Don't forget Boss, M. Zaki for the David Cox stable, off the back of a win in his last start. And will win this trial in rather comfortable fashion, just over about 6 lengths in the run down to the line. Second place, Latin Legend, who finished a further 4 or 5 lengths ahead of Imperial Saber, as well as Good Star. It does get quite close between the pair, but Imperial Saber will finish in that third placing. Then came Good Star in fourth. Infinity Warrior was battle on the inside in fifth. And then about 15 lengths further back in running to Wise Man, who was last across the line. So to repeat the numbers, Don't Forget Boss, the winner. Second place, Latin Legend. Third place, Imperial Saber. In fourth was Good Star. Fifth place, Infinity Warrior. And in sixth place was Wise Man, and completed the field. That completes trial 4. Up next is trial 5, and the runners and riders will appear on screen shortly. So just a field of 4 runners for trial 5. Pacific Snoopy to be ridden by Carlos Enrique. Forever 61, M. Zaki. Infinity Victory will be ridden by A. Soria, and Rocket Ship will be ridden by Z. Karil. Those are the runners and riders for trial 5, and they should be making their way down to the start shortly. Runners moving in for trial 5 this morning. Pacific Snoopy, the first one to step forward. Forever 61 moves in. Just a field of 4 runners. Take note, Pacific Snoopy as well as Forever 61 will be running on Sunday. As Infinity Victory steps forward. And the last to load is Rocket Ship. Moves in, 4 runners, 1,000 meters, and it moves away. Gates are back, away and trialing from the 1,000 meter mark, and the start has taught them to a level beginning. Pushing forward in between runners is Forever 61 to go and lead the field, heading down the back straight, 2 lengths back to Infinity Victory. Along the inside is Pacific Snoopy, and that leaves Rocket Ship at the back end of the field, with about 4 lengths that cover them as they're into the turn with just on 700 meters left to travel. Up in front, it's Forever 61. He's gone 3 lengths clear of Infinity Victory, who's in the one-out placing in second, followed by Pacific Snoopy, battle on the fence in third. And last of all is Rocket Ship, still about 4 to 5 lengths that cover them as they're at the top of the straight with 400 left to travel. Forever 61, gone 2 lengths clear now of up on the outside Infinity Victory, battle on the inside is Pacific Snoopy. And deepest out is Rocket Ship, who's starting to make inroads as they're into the final 200 meters. And it's Forever 61 going to try and make every post a winning one. Racing in second, Infinity Victory. Then comes Rocket Ship, followed by Pacific Snoopy. But with the run down to the line, it will be Forever 61, who will go start to finish up in front. Second place will go the way of Infinity Victory. And rallying back was Pacific Snoopy. And last of all was Rocket Ship. So Forever 61 has taken out trial 5 this morning under M. Zaki. Goes start to finish up in front. And will win by about 2 lengths in the closing stages. Second place Infinity Victory, followed by Pacific Snoopy, who looked like he was going to fade at the 200 meter mark, but actually finished off quite strongly. He'll also be running this weekend. And last across the line was Rocket Ship in 4th. So just repeat the numbers. Forever 61 the winner. Second place Infinity Victory. Third place Pacific Snoopy. And 4th was Rocket Ship. That completes trial 5. Up next is trial 6. And the runners and riders will be up on the screen shortly. The penultimate trial for the morning. Got a field of 4 runners. Invincible Kingdom will be ridden by Zed Karil. Chinese Dream will be ridden by Mark Lerner. Nimbus Cloud, TMR, and Pacific Bow Bay will be ridden by Lala de Souza. Those are the runners and riders for the second and last trial for the morning, and they'll be making their way down to the start shortly. Runners moving in for the penultimate trial for the morning. Chinese Dream was the first one to step forward. Handler's working on Nimbus Cloud. Moves in. And the last two will be Invincible Kingdom and Pacific Ballet. Invincible Kingdom steps forward. And Pacific Ballet, the last one. Moves in. 4 runners, 1,000 meters. Handler moves away. And they're away and trotting from the 1,000 meter mark. Starter taught them to a level beginning, just Pacific Ballet going back early on. Towards the inside, Invincible Kingdom, the quickest to respond. Nimbus Cloud showing pace up on the outside in second. 3 lengths further back to Chinese Dream, who after that good start is now racing a good 3 to 4 lengths off the leading pair. And at the back end of the field is Pacific Ballet as they're into the turn with 750 meters left to travel. Up in front, Nimbus Cloud, only by about a length. Racing back in second, Invincible Kingdom. 4 lengths further back in the running to the back pair, Chinese Dream, as well as Pacific Ballet as they swing for home with 400 meters left to travel. Down along the inside, it's Invincible Kingdom, joined for company up on the outside by Nimbus Cloud. 4 lengths further back to Chinese Dream with Pacific Ballet, and that's the back pairing as they're into the final 200 meters now. And Nimbus Cloud's picked up the lead, gone past Invincible Kingdom into the final 100 meters, and Nimbus Cloud going to be an easy winner with the run down to the line. Second place will be Invincible Kingdom. Third and fourth going to get very close. Can't really separate them from there. Pacific Ballet maybe just on the outside ahead of Chinese Dream. That does get very close for third and fourth. So the winner, Nimbus Cloud, from the Simon Dunderdale stable, ridden by T. Amal, wins by just over 2 lengths in the closing stages. Second place, Invincible Kingdom. Third and fourth gets very close between Chinese Dream and Pacific Ballet. You can see Invincible Kingdom in second, then 3 lengths back. And on that, it looks like it will be Pacific Ballet, just ahead of Chinese Dream, who is back in fourth. So just to repeat the numbers, the winner, Nimbus Cloud, followed by Invincible Kingdom in second. Third place, Pacific Ballet, and Chinese Dream was last across the line. So those are the numbers for the second last trial for the morning. As we move on to the 7th and final trial, which should commence in approximately 10 minutes time, and the runners and riders for that trial will appear up on the screen in the next few seconds. And there we go. Fake to Win will be ridden by CK Call. Best Chili will be ridden by S. Shazman. Pacific Armani, Carlos Enrique. Stealth 61, Z. Carril. And Pacific Rainbow will be ridden by Lala de Souza. And they'll be making their way down to the start in due course. And the runners are moving in for the last trial for the morning. Fate to Win, the first one to step forward. Pacific Armani. Field of 5 runners for the 7th trial this morning. Pacific Rainbow moves in. Stealth 61. And the last to load will be Best Chili. Best Chili moves in. 5 runners, 1,000 meters. Handler moves away. Gates are back, away and trialing from the 1,000 meter mark. Once again, starters taught them to a pretty level beginning. Best Chili now pushing forward to go and lead the field down the bat straight. Fate to Win's got a good spot on the rail in second. A length further back on the running to Stealth 61, who's racing up on the outside with Pacific Rainbow and Pacific Armani's last of all and racing 4 lengths off the leader. They're into the turn now with just on 700 meters left to travel. Best Chili is in front, only by about 3/4 of a length. Fate to Win's racing away in second, then 2 lengths further back to Stealth 61. Followed by Pacific Rainbow, and then behind that is Pacific Armani, and only racing 4 lengths off the leader. 400 meters left to travel now. Best Chili still in front. Goes 2 lengths clear. Fate to Win battle on the inside rail in second. Then comes Pacific Armani, who sits deeper out on the track. 2 lengths back to Stealth 61. And Pacific Rainbow. As they're into the final 150 meters, it's Best Chili with a comfortable lead of about 5 lengths in the closing stages. And it doesn't look like he'll be caught here this morning. Wins well, and will win easing up at the line. Second place going to go the way of Pacific Armani, just ahead of Fate to Win. 4th place went the way of Pacific Rainbow, and last across the line was Stealth 61. Best Chili from the EP Ton stable, ridden by Shazman, goes starts to finish up in front and wins in a comfortable fashion of just over 5 lengths in the run down to the line, and we'll close off proceedings here for the barrier trials at the Selindor Turf Club this morning. Second place Pacific Armani. 3rd place went the way of Fate to Win on the inside. Then back and 4th was Pacific Rainbow, and last across the line was Stealth 61. So just to repeat those numbers: Best Chili the winner, 2nd place Pacific Armani, 3rd place Fate to Win, in 4th was Pacific Rainbow, and in 5th place was Stealth 61. That completes our barrier trials this morning at the Selindor Turf Club. Thank you very much for joining us. Take Note racing takes place at the Perat Turf Club on Saturday, followed by an 11 race card back here again at the Selindor Turf Club on Sunday, the 27th of April. And it'll be great to see everyone back here once again for what should be another great day of racing. Until then, farewell and see you this Sunday.